Food safety refers to routines in the preparation, handling, and storage of food meant to prevent foodborne illness and injury. From farm to factory to fork, food products may encounter any number of health hazards during their journey through the supply chain. Safe food handling practices and procedures are thus implemented at every stage of the food production life cycle in order to curb these risks and prevent harm to consumers. As scientific discipline, food safety draws from a wide range of academic fields including chemistry, microbiology, and engineering. These diverse schools of thought converge to ensure that food processing safety is carried out wherever food products are sourced, manufactured, prepared, stored, or sold. This video defines food safety in manufacturing and explains the importance of food safety for the global food chain, the key principles of effective food safety regulation, and the consequences of unsafe food handling practices and procedures for companies and consumers. So, let's go to the video. Food safety regulations in a globalized world. Food products are among the most traded commodities in the world. As markets become increasingly globalized with each passing year, and as the world's population continues to grow, the global food supply chain will only continue to increase in scale and complexity. Precisely because of these megatrends influencing the mass production and distribution of food, food safety compliance has never been more important. Every country has different regulatory bodies that preside over the definition and enforcement of domestic food safety standards. In order to sell or manufacture food products in any given country, domestic and international businesses alike are subject to the food safety legislation and enforcement measures of that nation. In the European Union, for example, food safety legislation is detailed in Regulation EC 852. In the United States, the Food Safety Modernization Act outlines the legal requirements for food safety. The 7 principles of a safe food supply chain. While HACCP lays out the steps necessary to proactively ensure food quality safety in individual food production environments, a healthy supply chain also demands action on a collective level. The European Union identifies 7 overarching food safety principles necessary for the entire food supply chain to operate for the public good. Corporate responsibility. Every company involved in the food supply chain is required to do their due diligence to ensure the quality and safety of a food product within the bounds of their responsibility. This includes implementing in-house controls according to HACCP. In addition, corporations assume liability for any damages their products may cause. Traceability. All food business operators in the EU are responsible for documenting where their materials are sourced and where they are sent. This documentation helps regulatory bodies quickly identify the source of contamination should a recall become necessary. Official food controls. Governmental authorities within the federal states are responsible for enforcing EU food law requirements through risk-oriented reviews, targeted sample collection, and regular inspections. The precautionary principle. Competent authorities are permitted to take precautionary measures if they believe the effect will minimize food safety risks. These precautionary measures will be reviewed on an ongoing basis as scientific data becomes available. Independent scientific risk assessment. A governmental institution that operates independently of political, social, and economic influences is responsible for scientifically investigating and assessing the risks that food products may pose to human health. In the EU, this institution is known as the European Food Safety Authority. Separation of risk assessment and risk management. Due to possible conflicts of interest, a clear distinction is made between those responsible for scientific risk assessment and those responsible for risk management. Transparent risk communication. The public must be promptly informed of imminent and potential food safety hazards. Circulating information about food safety problems is only possible if scientists, policymakers, and food business operators communicate transparently. The importance of food safety and the consequences of non-compliance. Food safety is highly important both financially and ethically. The consequences of failing to comply with food safety standards are manifold. In addition to being incredibly costly for companies who must recall their products, overhaul their processes, and manage the public relation crisis, inadequate food safety in manufacturing carries a significant human cost. The cost of food recalls for companies. Failing to implement an effective food safety protocol can lead to contaminated products entering the food chain. Once the defective product has been discovered, food businesses are subject to dramatic disruptions in their operations as they manage and assume the cost for product recalls. Food recalls cost companies an average of $10 million in direct, immediately measurable costs alone. But the long-term effect that a product recall can have on consumer trust is perhaps even more costly. The human cost of unsafe food. The importance of food safety to modern human life would be difficult to understate. Food safety problems are a leading cause of more than 200 preventable diseases worldwide. Each year, 1 in 10 people will suffer from foodborne illness or injury. An estimated 420,000 people die every year as a result of eating contaminated food, and more than a quarter of these victims are small children. In addition to the immediate human cost, inadequate food safety comes with a great ripple effect that impedes socio-economic progress, especially in the developing world. The World Health Organization states that food safety, nutrition, and food security are inextricably linked. In this video, we discussed about food safety. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Subscribe the channel for more important videos like this. Thanks for watching.